gonna have to be a short video. Starting the video with a syllable. It's kind of like those Metallica albums, how they start. You know what I'm saying? April 29th. A church with much of the same dreamlike ambiance as the land house before. So I can only assume they were nearby, or perhaps not. Now I took no risks, and was painstakingly careful to avoid being seen. As such, I could do nothing else but sit in the cover of the foliage and wait. It was long after the last lights had been extinguished that I heard noises in one of the church's wings. Soon afterwards, the burglar came out carrying a sack of goods. There is no other interpretation. Johann, plunderer. But what for? Was he a common bandit? May 2nd. Why has Olaf still not arrived with the goods from town? He's already a week behind schedule. Sure enough, we are stocked well enough with grain and flour to last from now until the end of winter. But, until now, one could keep count of the weeks solely by seeing when his sloop arrived at our pier. May 4th. What is the meaning of this? Tom and Henry have secretly packed their belongings and fled into the night without any notice. Could it be that my secrecy has distressed them so grievously? Surely they had already grown accustomed to my habit of working privately in my study. Now it is no different, though I must admit, last night was not the first time that I was surprised by dawn in recent times. May 6th, and here it is, swirling brightly, so distinctively. It is always clearly evident when I have performed the procedure correctly. I will go when I have eaten a good hearty meal. Eating a heart, eh? Also, where's the jar now? Yeah, they're different colored jars and they're in different places. Oh, it's there. Okay. Whoa. What? Who the devil are you? Don't come here to Dunny. Not yet. Not yet. Ooh. Unfortunately, I don't get to walk around on the ice. Sad, I know. Well... This really wasn't a good idea. The ghostly trail looked at first like an unusual way to gain access to the mansion's safe room, but it's led me to the last place in the world I need to be. A ship trapped in the frozen sea. It wasn't long before I found out that this ship is named the Inverness, a joint endeavor by several merchant associations to search for the mythical Northwest Passage. Safe to say that's now the last thing on anyone's mind here. It's a grand ship, the sort of which is only seen at the capital's harbor, but many of the men have left to look for help and refuge in another ship that's thought to be in this region. I can count myself lucky, because if they were still all here, I'm sure I'd already have been captured in the ship's cramped corridors. I must find Johann. This isn't going to be any other way out. I found no trace of him so far, so he must be somewhere in the rear of the ship. My only hope is that this will lead to another file, which brings me back to the study. From there, I can look for a way to escape all this for good. So, there's 2 ships in this region. And I get to choose easy or difficult again. Oh man, Johann must be found. What was Johann doing here? Escape the grasp of the old man's files. If the merchant associations are behind this, a lot of money will be involved. Find 700. Groot. Optional. So, I'm on another ship. Who would have thought that I would be unskipping about through the daisy fields by this point in my life, eh? Who would have thunk it? 30 years old? I'm a corpse walking. Oh, actually, that's a bad affirmation. I'm a daisy walking. That was me turning into a daisy, but I got better. Anyway, hey. I don't know, ships are a neat setting, but there's been one already. So, I'm disgusted, I guess.
Time to fight then, alright.
Aye. Time to fight. Oh, wait, that's not even a oh, it is. Okay. Alrighty then.
No, you ain't this way. You might be able to hide a long time, but not forever.
No? Well, I don't need to hide forever. After all, this thing can't run forever. You know, the absolute and utterly obvious coal powering this computer is definitely going to run out at some point. Or the water in the hydro dam is going to run out, because we are the smuggable place where... You know what? Never mind. Yeah, it's difficult. That means there's a lot of dudes, and that they're presumably of a difficult nature. Okay? Got it. So, I don't know. The loot goes optional. I don't need that chest in order to be happy.
Hey, you over there! Don't move! Die, you!
Ah! So it's hard to see how I could possibly win in such a scenario. Who saw me? And who managed to run up here so quick? Anyway, how is that even possible? How did I get over to this side of the staircase? How? Oh yeah, you know, I keep forgetting there's a dedicated mantle key. Then, go back to the swamp, flap your wings like gloop, gloop, gloop. But, hey. Ooh, that's... I think this ship would look good in purple. Also, swaying from side to side or something. Crawling with ants. Uncles. If I could make it over... Hey, stand up! What are you, crazy? Pfft, if I could just... make it over here, I could at least get some loot to console myself in my last moments of breathing hood. Alright? You know, you don't have to be breathing to be alive. One can hold their breath for a certain time. It's kind of the same principle as you don't have to eat. Except that you might die sooner, but that's a tiny little technicality. Wow. It's a tiny little technicality. I'm sure it's not the most funniest thing I've ever said, but... you know, that's because my comedic timing was interrupted by that fool. What? A fool! Oh, moron! I am an internet denizen now. It's like important enough for me to get into a berserker rage. I love that bendy staircase. Very well craftsmanshiped, I would imagine. It's possibly the tree trunk that it was made of was bendy, and so they just went with the flow and made it extremely symmetrical. Somehow. I'm sure this is how you're supposed to... traverse the room, in fact, in case you don't want to just bop everybody on the head supreme all the livelong day. Also, I could maybe distract them with this basket. Everybody get ready for the Moonstock reference that's not gonna come because, ha, make your own reference, or I'm never gonna remove this gun from your temple. What an odd threat to say phrase. I think I might be in a bad sitch up here. I don't know, just a theory. I'm not quite sure what to do. I guess I'll go watch some sort of preschool style commercial on how to handle people who call you on the phone, because that's an extremely predatory behavior, and you gotta watch out and be safe there, son. Boy, when I was a kid, everything was safe. We would drink car exhaust and live forever. What happened to the world? See, I'm playing good, presumably. See? He saw it. There's a ton of stuff here. Perhaps maybe more stuff than I might otherwise be willing to hug in a great old embrace. I don't know. Oh, it's a trapdoor right into the water? No, just to below decks. So if you've got some little Captain Tim dripping his acid down, you can go down there and clean it right up. Who dog? Uh-oh. I think this is bad news for Britain. I keep saying bad news for Britain without realizing that there's been some recent bad news for Britain or good. I don't know what it's supposed to be, honestly, here. All I know is it sounds like a brand of crackers. Well, I'm a bit thirsty, too. I'll post about it on every single PewDiePie video in the hopes that he'll promote my channel so much that I'll get so much money without ever having to put up a video of any worth again. This is my plan that I've definitely not ever fallen prey to the ideology of before, and I'm definitely not extremely embarrassed about it. Whoa. Oh, shoot. Wow, I'm doing much better than I thought I would. I mean, okay, there was a few standard Fen-style reloads around there somewhere. He's probably gonna turn this on, isn't he? But, hey, you can't have everything, am I right or am I right? To paraphrase a sort of Nazi-type character. But it's only a character, so it makes it okay. Okay. Well, if nobody's gonna turn this lantern back on, then I'm not gonna turn you on, sir. Those are the rules of this brothel. I'm a person, you know. I'm not just a porn star here. I'm a human being who likes to eat breakfast cereal. Please respect it. Aw, dang. Well, that's my punishment for saying something naughty in the eyes of the Lord. I'll say it in the ears of the Lord instead. That should do it. Well, I unfortunately believe in my heart of hearts that I'm gonna have to end it here for today for reasons. So see you guys next time, and bye for now.